Good morning, Maker One. This is a long video today. I just walk you through basically the whole workshop. The workshop is due April 12th, so you have a while to get it done. And shout out to all those people who filled out the form for Maker Kits. I went to school yesterday and I packaged up supplies for people to pick up. So hopefully you have supplies at your house, but if you don't, make sure you can still fill out that form, and I will do another round of kits this week because it's spring break and I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, have fun, and I can't wait to see what you make. All right, bye. So this is part 2 of the plant study workshop. If you did skip part 1, you can still do this part and just go back and do part 1 afterwards, or just do it in order. So at the end of your work, you are going to upload 2 things. One is the visual representation of the leaf structure. That's step 2 on the one-pager. And the other one is an illustration of how the properties of a leaf could be applied in form or function. And that's step 4 on the one-pager. So I'm going to go through each of the steps. Hopefully it's helpful for some people. If not, you can just use the one-pager. It's the same information. So step 1, you're going to watch this video that's linked. It's a simple video that breaks down the structure of a leaf. After you watch, you are going to make a visual representation of the basic leaf structure. And I'm going to show you an example of that. Quick notes, you want to challenge yourself to avoid drawing. You want to arrange them with intention, so have a reason behind the way you arrange them, which I'll speak more on in a second. And you want to label the layers and annotate with any extra notes that you feel are necessary to show your understanding. Okay, so this is my example. And what I mean by intention is you are arranging it in a way that you enjoy aesthetically and you enjoy in terms of information. Okay, so how do you represent information in your brain? This is how I visualize information. Yours might be different. You might arrange them in a different way, okay? But you're creating this visualization of the leaf layers as outlined in the video in a way that makes sense to you, okay? And I want you to use materials that you find around your house. You can use paint, marker, colored pencil for one layer only, but the rest you have to find around your house or create. Again, these are the layers that you are representing. So these are items that I found around my house. Catalogs, one of those little foam things that pop up in water, straw, paper, of course. And this was my favorite material. I actually put masking tape on the back of a plastic bag, and it's really easy to cut out, and I really like the material. So my hope is that you kind of discover things that you can use in different ways. That's sort of the bonus challenge of this step. All right, so after you create this, your version of this, it should not look like mine. It should look like how you visualize information. You're gonna set that aside. You need to upload that to Padlet. And then you want to think about form and function of this leaf you've been studying for the past 2 classes, okay? And this is going to get closer to what we're going to be doing with our Unit 4 project, okay? There are 2 general ways that designers use the inspiration of the natural world. And sometimes these intersect, but for the time being, we're just going to consider these 2 aspects. One is function, and that is integration of design with biological systems. And this, the purpose of this is to achieve better performance in some way. So an example of this that I linked here is an article about scientists building an artificial leaf, and that artificial leaf uses sunlight to produce clean synthetic fuel. Basically the same process that a real leaf does, but it's artificial, and it helps produce fuel that is usable by humans. Okay, so that's one example of taking the system of a leaf and integrating it to make it perform better, and usually it's for the benefit of humans. The other one is form, so it's getting inspiration from the natural world, and this is primarily to achieve a certain look or a certain aesthetic, okay? And sometimes it results in a commentary on our natural world. So it says something about our natural world and our interaction with it. And so an example of this is a tent design, okay? A designer who used sort of the design and the form of a leaf itself to create something else, okay? So function on the left here and form on the right. And these two things intersect quite a bit, and not just with things having to do with nature, okay? So, but for the time being, you just want to let your brain consider those two aspects of using nature as inspiration. So now you have to kind of think about these two aspects, form and function, and sort of just for the purpose of this part of the assignment, are you more interested in the form or function applications of the natural world? All right, and you're going to come up with an idea for form or function application of a leaf. We are going to move beyond leaves, I promise. But for the sake of the workshop, you're going to sketch out an idea, all right? And you're going to label your illustration form or function. This is really challenging, okay? I was challenged. I was doing this last night. I was tired. I'm sure you're tired too. But the breakthrough I had was remembering what I've told you over the course of the year about adopting a willful sense of disbelief. So I was stressed, like, oh, I think of this idea off the bat. I really don't know. I'm not knowledgeable enough about this sort of stuff. But if you adopt that willful sense of disbelief and just think really crazy and not worry about if you know how to do it, just ideas that pop up in your head right away, just put them down on paper. These are sketches. These are just ideas. I'm going to push you to just think really, 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 I don't like that cliche, but really far outside the box, okay? Don't censor yourself too much. So you can see first I was drawing like almost a dress, because I was like, oh, I'm more interested in forms or the way things look. But then I realized as I was sketching the top part of the dress, the part that was closer to her skin, I was thinking about the strength of a leaf. And when I was doing part one of the workshop, noticing how strong leaves are compared to man-made materials, and thinking about how what if we could use the function of a leaf and its photosynthesis properties and sort of use that as inspiration for skin grafts or surgery, okay? And then another idea I had was using sort of the idea of the synthetic leaves and thinking of as walls in urban areas, okay, to make it a more oxygen-rich environment, a more fresh environment. So these are two ideas. This started out as form with the dress, but it turned into function, and then this is also function. But you can kind of see there's form and function in both. So I don't want you to get stuck on that. Don't worry too much about that. It's more for the sake of vocabulary and understanding what those two words mean. But in terms of your ideas, just get them down on paper. Okay, so when you're done with this, you're going to upload to Padlet. You're going to upload both of the things that you did today. When you go on Padlet, you'll see what I mean. You can look at my column. It's the first column, and you'll see all my work there. Okay, so good luck. I can't wait to see what you come up with. I'm sure it's going to be great. You can work quickly, or you can take your time and think about it. It's up to you. It's due April 12th, okay? So if you need any help or clarification, just reach out. I'm not going anywhere, obviously. So, all right, good luck, and I'll talk to you later.